Hey everyone! I can't believe this is our last assignment for this course, but it's here. So, the reflection paper that I wrote a few weeks ago, overall, I really have enjoyed this course, largely due to the fact that I want to teach the younger students. So, this course really related to what I wanted to learn, particularly. So the pre-K to first, second grade level, I really enjoyed learning about how to integrate math and science in a way that they'll learn to love it, as well as be able to build off of that as they grow and mature to future grades. Um, so one of my favorite assignments for this course was when we were assigned to create a lesson plan. So I created a math lesson plan for a pre-K classroom. Ages 3 to 5 was kind of the age range I was going for, and it was about shapes. And so I learned a lot through this, but I thought it was mainly beneficial for me because I was actually able to conduct it. And so I was able to see what worked and what didn't work in the lesson plan, and how using a teacher as more of a facilitator instead of an instructor, see how that would work. And it went so well. I think that's so great for teachers to be able to reflect on their lessons, and especially since I don't have my own classroom yet, it's especially important for me just to have that experience of continuing to write lesson plans and to be around students. So I thoroughly enjoyed that lesson. Um, One thing that I learned a lot from was from our discussion number 4, where we watched the videos on like young children's mathematical development, and the one in particular of how children learn best through play, and how you can just facilitate and ask questions throughout their play that will encourage their learning. And you can even do stuff without them even realizing that they are learning something. Like, they just think it's a conversation, which I think is so cool. Um, and so I thought that was awesome. And then also, um, I was able to put that into practice. So I babysit as well as work in the daycare, as I know I've said in previous discussions. But I was able to see how I really am a part of these children's learning in their lives, and how instead of being a bystander and just watching and waiting, I can jump in and help them learn and succeed. And so I found that using questioning, um, meaningful questioning, um, is so easy to do and also so important. I think I mentioned in my reflection paper that there was one Ole Miss football game I was at, and I was sitting next to a girl who's in first grade here at Oxford Elementary, and I just met her, but we were just chatting. She loved to talk, and um, we just started talking about numbers that we saw, and she was talking about the scoreboard, and it was so neat to see how excited she was just about talking about it. And I was just prompting her and asking her questions. Who's winning? Who has the most points? How many more points do they have than the other team? And just everything related to the football game. And so she didn't even realize that I was asking her math questions. So I thought that was extremely neat to see and see it played out in real life, because students need the support in their outside of school lives. Like, this cannot only be something that they get while they're at school, but something that is at home, by their coaches, whatever. They need this questioning and just continuation of their learning. One topic that I wish we would have discussed more was the idea of integrating technology into the classroom, as I know that's such a big deal nowadays, but you don't really hear much about it in the young preschool classrooms. And I actually wrote about this in my CJA paper. It was mentioned in the paper, and so I did learn a lot from it in my paper, but I think it'd be very beneficial to discuss it via discussion boards or presentations like this with the classmates to see their ideas. Like I would love to have heard y'all's ideas on the topic of integration, of technology integration in the classroom. Do you think it's vital? Do you think it's important? Do you think it can help? And so I think that's something that would be really great to add to this class, a discussion for this class. There were a lot of things that I already kind of knew taking this class, but also a lot of things that were brand new to me, which was neat. Is neat not necessarily just learning the concepts, but actually applying them and how to use that in your own classroom or your future classroom. And that concept of play, I know as I've said before, of learning through play, I think is so important. And I've seen it played out in the daycare that I work at. It's so neat just to sit and listen and just ask questions while they're playing, no matter what it is, whether they're playing with blocks or with babies in the kitchen or they're drawing or coloring. So I thought that was really neat to see it played out and how you can support that learning through play. Overall, I didn't think this class was super challenging, but I think that's largely due to the fact that I just graduated undergrad in May and I'm still in that school mode. I'm sure coming back after being out of that mode for a while, it might be, but I was able to stay on top of my work pretty much this semester, which is something that's important to me. But also there were some times that I didn't do as well on an assignment as I should have done because I didn't take the time to fully read the rubric or the instructions, and I would just leave out one thing or didn't address something to the fullest capacity. And so going off of that, something that I would tell a future student of this class would be that he has a rubric and directions clearly printed. If you read the fine print, you know exactly what you need to do, exactly what you need to turn in, and you will do fine in this class. That's something that I wish I would have just paid more attention to. It's just carelessness on my part. Also, I know he sent out various emails of stuff that we were kind of confused on, and so I think just going ahead and telling the student kind of what he expects, the answers, the questions being answered in paragraph form for like each question gets their own paragraph, as well as the discussion. So the discussions are due pretty much every Wednesday, but you can't reply until Thursday or Friday. That was something I was kind of confused on at the beginning. And until he clearly stated it, I still wasn't sure. So make sure you check the due dates and do exactly as it says. And then overall, I thought this class was great. I really enjoyed these video presentations. I know that's something new, and I haven't taken many online classes before, but the ones that I have been in, it's kind of hard to really learn from discussions. But I think that the video presentations really help that because you see face to face who's talking, who's sharing these ideas. You can put a face to the words, and I think it's really neat. So I think that all online classes should have these online videos, video presentations. So I enjoyed this class with y'all. I learned so much. So thanks. Bye.